and welcome to Nancy's Neighborhood, folks. And I just want to tell you right now, I'm just glad to be here because we had Cherry's Jubilee this past weekend, and whew, yeah, I may be getting a little too old for this. But also, we have a little situation that's happening here at the studio. It's something that's probably needed to be done, but we have a tower that we broadcast everything from the tower. I mean, we're in the studio, but then it goes to the tower, and the tower's being worked on right now, so it's probably going to be down for about a week. So what you will see of the show today will be on Facebook and on YouTube. So be sure you check that out, and be sure you tell all your friends who, and I know I saw several people Friday night at Cherry's that say, "Oh, you're Nancy. You have that TV show." Well, yeah, right now I don't know who I am or what I'm doing because I'm at Cherry's, but I know there are a lot of people that watch this show, so please tell your friends. If somebody says, "I couldn't get it on TV," we're blacked out right now, but we're live on Facebook right now as I speak. We're live on Facebook, and we're also on YouTube. So please tell your friends to go there and check us out there. We're going to be so excited when the tower is finally up and running because it's going to be really, really good because I have some friends in Chattanooga that do Comcast, and they're real upset because they hadn't been able to get the show for the last couple of weeks. So this is just general repair work, but we're tickled to be doing it. So I've made my announcement that Jay Miles left me to make. So I'm tickled to death to have two people here today to talk about something near and dear to my heart, and that's pets. I love them, and I've always had pets all my life. But right now I just can't because there's just not enough time in my life for a pet, and I don't want a pet if I can't enjoy it and it can't enjoy me. So I have Cheryl Dunson, who's with Santec, and Cheryl was on with me the other day. You know, she's my buddy. She's my roomie when we go to New York, and she is on the board now at SPCA. And then I have Elena Haney, who is the chairman of the board of SPCA. So I'm just spitting that SPCA out like everybody knows what it is. So y'all first tell them what SPCA is.
SPCA is the Animal Adoption Center for the county. We are a no-kill facility. We do not kill any of our animals for space, and we take in abandoned animals, stray animals. We're located on Johnson Boulevard next to the Juvenile Center.
Okay. All righty. And also you have surrenders sometimes too, don't you?
Yes, we do.
To me, that's so sad when somebody has to surrender their animal because they're moving and they can't take the animal with them or, whatever. And so I think that's sad for the animal and the person who has to surrender the animal. But
Sure.
You all have a wonderful non-kill facility over there. And that is great.
Yes, and we're open intake also. About a third of our population is from surrenders.
Okay.
About a third.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that high.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have dogs and cats.
Yes.
Any other creatures?
Nope.
Oh, good.
We're
okay.
sticking to dogs and cats right now.
I think that's a great idea. I had a little note here that the SPCA Angel Fund is currently depleted and donations need to be made. Have you all gotten some donations for the Angel Fund?
We've gotten a few, but
Okay.
it's still low. It's very low. I know we have an animal, a dog right now that's at the vet that had to have 3 very extensive surgeries.
Oh, wow.
He was hit by a car, and so that can get really pricey.
Yes, it
the
can.
last amount I heard from the vet was it was going to be over $900.
Oh, wow.
Just for this dog's care.
Oh, wow.
And he's not very old. He's, I think, 6 months old.
Oh, my goodness.
A shepherd and Australian shepherd and German shepherd mix.
Oh, I'm sure.
Beautiful little.
That's what I was going to say.
Beautiful little dog. But he's had to have 3 surgeries.
Okay, so the Angel Fund, if anybody wants to donate, and you all are a 501c3.
Yes, ma'am.
You're a nonprofit organization.
Yes.
How can they donate?
They can call. They can call the center.
And the number is?
I don't know that off the top of my head.
Okay, all right. And how else can they do this?
They can go by.
Okay.
It's 1570 Johnson Boulevard.
Okay.
Now, we are on Facebook. We would love for people to go on, like us on Facebook. There's a donate button there. We have a website, SPCA of Bradley County. They can donate there.
Fantastic. Okay. That makes it real simple.
Sure.
Some people from my generation want to pick up the phone and call.
Sure.
Or just write a check and mail it in.
Right.
But
And our phone number's listed on
Okay.
Facebook,
Okay, good.
on our website. I don't ever call the center, so I don't know that number off the top of my head.
And I don't have it here in my notes about the Angel Fund, but I just happened to notice in the paper a couple of weeks ago that the Angel Fund was getting low and
Yes.
you all needed donations.
Yes.
And I wanted people to understand why you need donations for the Angel Fund.
The Angel Fund is always for medical care, for animals that are hit by a car, or an animal that gets sick or that's surrendered and it's sick. It's always for that emergent medical care for the animals. So,
and this is awful to say, but sometimes the fact that they need medical care is why they're surrendered.
yes,
Because the owner cannot afford to do
You're
whatever
right.
needs to be done for the animal, and that's a shame.
You're right.
It really is. So
Yeah.
we need to consider that anytime we want a pet, we need to consider they're not cheap.
Right. And something else I wanted to mention, now that you bring that up, people can also buy flea and tick medicine, heartworm medicine, and it's cheaper. They can buy it there at our adoption center.
Oh, they can buy it from you.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's not as expensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. That is great to know.
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about funds, we have an event coming up, and Cheryl's chairing that, I believe.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
she has this is going to be a fun event.
It really is. I'm very excited about it. I'm very new on the board for SPCA, and I actually got involved with the organization about a year ago when I discovered a hoarding situation in my neighborhood, so to speak, even though I live out in the county. And I was just so impressed with what SPCA did that particular night. They rescued 16 dogs and eventually 9 horses. Even though we don't focus on horses, we were able to get another organization involved. And that's how I came to learn more about SPCA. And then I met Alana, and one thing led to another, and I was asked to be on the board. And so what we're really excited about is this coming event, Paws and Pints, which is the first phase of our major capital campaign. Even though we receive funding from Bradley County, we want to become a self-sufficient center. This is our way of kicking off with a party our major capital campaign for new facilities, because our facilities are rather old. They're in need of help, so to speak. And so our dream, our vision is to have a new facility. So we started with Paws and Pints, which is April the 28th at the Philauer Barn, starting at 6 o'clock. We've got the best of Cleveland coming to this event in the fact that we have Cafe Roma supplying us with heavy hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, my goodness.
We have
Love 'em.
Mash and Hops providing regional craft beer. And if you don't drink beer, that's okay, because we're going to have lemonade and iced tea from Cafe Roma. So you don't have to be a beer lover to come to this event. Convertible is going to do our live entertainment, which is going to be fun. And then on top of that, we're going to have some 5 large live auction items. We have Walt Disney World tickets. We have a 4-course dinner with pairing wine from Cafe Roma. We have a Pigeon Forge vacation package. We've got some really cute furniture that a friend of mine has made for an animal. And then we'll have a ton of raffle items where people can buy tickets and decide, okay, I want to put a bunch of tickets in this pot because I really want this particular item. So it's going to be a really fun night. Tickets are $50. It's not a lot of money. One thing that I've really been amazed about is how much people give out of the goodness of their hearts to SPCA of Bradley County. So here's a way to give and at the same time have a really fun night on the town with food from Cafe Roma, Mash and Hops, and live entertainment.
And that way, not only are you giving, there's a possibility you're getting something back. Well, you're definitely getting good food back.
Yes.
And maybe good beverages.
Yes.
I don't know anything about Mash and Hops, but that sounds interesting.
Well,
Very
Nancy,
interesting.
you'll like this. They, in addition to the craft beer, they're going to have what they call a sparkling cider, which is like a wine. So for those that aren't really beer drinkers, ladies out there, we'll have something for you too. And then for the teetotalers, lemonade and iced tea.
Cheryl knows me too well. She knows I love that sparkling cider. Thank you, Cheryl, for pointing that out to everyone. But I think this is going to be a great event, and it's going to be April the 28th. And Bryce has put up some graphics for us, and so y'all can see. So get your little piece of paper and pencil out right now and write this down, because there's phone numbers on here for those those old people like me that want to call. I already have my ticket, so thank you, Cheryl. But you can call this number and you can get your ticket. They're $50 a piece, and it's going to start at 6 o'clock. And I just think this sounds like so much fun.
It is. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
And like I said, this is a kickoff party for our major capital campaign to build new facilities and just give the. One thing that's really impressed me about SPCA, in addition to the volunteers like Alana, is we keep an animal for as long as it takes for that animal to get adopted. So, sometimes as long as 2 years. So those animals on a daily basis are fed, watered, exercised. They're fully vetted, which means they're spayed or neutered. And we keep those dogs and cats for as long as it takes for them to get a home. And that is amazing.
It is amazing. It really is. And what is the capacity of your facility right now?
We can hold 50 dogs
Okay.
and about 65 cats.
Okay. Now, what happens if you have more than 50 dogs show up? Do you just stack them on top of each other, or what do you do?
We do whatever we have to do. We have volunteers that will foster dogs, take them home.
Okay.
Unfortunately, if the weather's okay, we have kennels that are outside. So we have to start moving dogs to the outside. And yes, we stack, we do whatever we have to do to keep those animals.
And I think that's amazing. And Cheryl and Alana were talking about one dog they have out there right now that's just precious.
Yes.
That they would love for everybody to come out there and look at her and somebody take her home. And I would, because she doesn't shed. She's a dog that doesn't shed. I love that.
Yeah.
And so you all, and I've told Cheryl before, I cannot go out there. I have 20 acres and a car that would hold 15 dogs to take home, and that's probably what I do, so I can't do that. But I know there are people who want inside dogs, and there are people that want outside dogs, and there's people who want watch dogs, and there's people that want dogs that are good with the kids. So is there a way that you kind of look at the personality of the dog once you've had it for a little while, and then the personality of the people coming in? How do you do this?
Absolutely. We try to get as much information from the person that's surrendering the animal, if that's the case.
Right.
And find out those things. And that's one reason it's so important for folks to tell us. Sometimes people don't want to tell us, but it's really important because it helps us to find that animal the perfect home for them and the perfect match. But if we don't know much about the animal, then we have tests that we put them through where we test them to see if they're food aggressive, if they're good with kids, if they like other dogs or not. They go through a series of tests.
Okay, that's good to know.
And then that's documented, and it's actually put on their kennel card. Each animal has a kennel card.
Neat.
And it tells you what breed we feel like they are, and surprisingly, we get about 25% purebreds.
Wow.
Ranging from very small to very large. So on that kennel card, it tells you the age of the animal, the breed, the things that they like, kids, other dogs. Cats. Yeah, that's important.
Or not. Yes, it is.
That's important to a lot of people. So that we know absolutely as much as we can about those animals so that we can help match them with their perfect forever family.
And I think that's great. I know Flavia said I used to have a Springer that we had changed vets when we moved out to the country, and we took Major to the vet and went to pick him up that afternoon, and they said, your dog doesn't like cats. And I said, I'm so sorry. We should have told you that. My dog doesn't just not like cats. My dog hates cats. Right. And they had a cat that just kind of roamed around in the vet office. That was not good for the dog or the cat that day. And so thank goodness neither one of them were harmed. But you need to know these things about your creatures.
Sure.
And if they're not good with kids, you don't need somebody that's got 3 kids to take this dog home that's going to be aggressive with the children.
Absolutely.
So these are great things to know. So I'm glad to know that you all do that. I had no idea.
Yeah. And if a dog or a cat comes in they're not tested immediately that day. They go through a period of decompression. They're very,
Right.
very stressed. So we give them some time to settle in and calm down, and then we test them. So it's important for people to know that if they come to adopt a dog or a cat and that it hasn't been tested, it's not on that kennel card, that information, all they have to do is ask. And
Okay.
a staff member will test that animal. All those things, if they're okay with kids, other animals, dogs, cats. So it's important to do that, and if it hasn't been done and someone wants to know, all they have to do is ask, and we'll do it.
And that sounds awesome. Now, you say there's people that walk the dogs and water the dogs. Are these
Yes.
volunteers? I mean, I know y'all have some staff out
Yes.
there, but do you ever need volunteers to come walk dogs or play with dogs or do this and that?
Yeah, Nancy, we do. We have staff there, but we also depend greatly on our volunteers. And if anyone wants to volunteer, they can also reach out to us on Facebook or our website, or they can go by, or they can call. Our phone number's on those places. But we have folks that we need to help walk the dogs, help socialize the dogs, help get them out and play with them. We also need people that will get the cats out and play with them, socialize them. So basically, we need people that can take pictures. We need people to help us with our website.
Yes, okay.
It's just endless. We need maintenance. We need folks that can help us with maintenance issues. The possibilities are endless. Anything that you need at your home, we also need those things and more. We're always running out of laundry detergent, fabric softener, bleach, paper towels. Those are things that we're always running out of. We always need dog toys, cat toys.
Okay, and that's good for people to know. And also, some of our high school students need service hours. Some of the college students need service hours. So this would be a great opportunity for them to come out there and do a little bit of service hours for you all.
Absolutely. And I've found that the teenagers are some of our best volunteers.
Oh, good. Okay,
some
that's
of our
good to hear.
and they're energetic and they're still young, and they don't have all the aches and pains that we have. But absolutely. And if I can give you my email address, I don't know if anybody would want to write that down, but it's alanahaneypa@gmail.com. If anybody wanted to reach out to me about volunteering, I would be happy to put you in touch with the right people.
And that sounds great. And all of that is happening at SPCA, but to make it bigger and better, we need to go to Paws and Pints.
Yeah, we
right.
certainly do.
And I think that's awesome. So now, where can they buy tickets? There's numbers on the screen right now, Bryce. There'll be numbers on the screen right now for you to call for the tickets, and then they can go by and pick up those tickets, or you'll have the tickets
we have
at the
a
door.
couple of locations
Okay.
that are actually selling tickets. Simply Chic, which is the dress shop near the Greek restaurant.
It's near
The Gondolier.
Perkins,
Okay,
Gondolier.
okay.
Yeah, the Gondolier.
okay.
And then Import Service on South Lee Highway.
Yes.
Mike McGowan is selling tickets for us. And then if they call either number, we'll be able to answer any questions that they have. I mean, I was at lunch one day this week, and then my phone rang, and it was a lady wanting 4 tickets.
Oh, fantastic.
And the other thing, too, is we've limited this to 150 just for planning purposes.
Okay.
So we've got about, 60 tickets?
Maybe.
Maybe left.
Okay.
So they're going fast, and we started a advertising campaign. Will start on Sunday with the Cleveland Daily Banner.
Okay.
There's multiple ways that you can get the tickets. We'll even bring them to you if we have
Well, that's
to.
awfully nice of you all. Thank you.
So it's going to be a good thing. And just to add to what Alana was saying is, when I got involved with SPCA, I knew that I didn't have the emotional fortitude to do what Alana does, and that's work at that center every day. But there's other things that people can do to volunteer, like help us raise money.
There you go. There you go.
So, I mean, and what I have come to learn with SPCA of Bradley County is that it's a lot easier raising money than it is for Rotary. I mean, you know how much money we raise
yes,
at Rotary.
yes.
So people give out of the goodness of their hearts because they love what we're doing. They're passionate about animals, and they realize that money is going to a great cause. And our transportation program, I mean, it's amazing. We had a gentleman here locally who donated a van to us so that because 50% of our animals probably find homes in other states because the states have more stringent spay and neuter laws and breeding laws, and they're in need of other pets. So that's a vital part of what we do to help find homes for pets.
And that is great. And Cheryl and Alana, I thank you all so much for being on today. I'm going to be at Paws and Pints, and I'm just hoping it's a wonderful, wonderful event. But I want people to still be aware of SPCA.
Yes.
And I'll keep reminding people about the Angel Fund, and I'll also keep reminding them about SPCA. But one of y'all, please let me know now when tickets are gone, because
Sure.
I hate to keep saying, because I said that about something one day, and somebody called me the next day and said, we already sold out of tickets. I said, whoop, okay. And that one wasn't going to air till the next day. So, ladies, thank you all so much for being on me. I sure do appreciate it. And the work that y'all are doing at SPCA and a no-kill facility.
Yes.
That's great. Folks, don't go away. We'll be right back. It's like I always say, watch our sponsors and support them because they pay our bills. And I'll be right back with another guest to tell you about another event that's coming up soon in Bradley County.